Hello, how you guys doing? It's the off night, as you not commonly are now getting to understand. It's the off night. What's going to happen is we're going to be hanging out with a bunch of old guys, old comics. We're going to talk about comedy tonight. So please welcome your host and MC, Mark Sweetman.
Oh shit! Hold on here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on. I got it. Oh.
Still playing a lot of music, but that's okay. A lot of things going on this weekend. A lot of stuff. That's a little scary, but most of it's pretty good. So I guess it's just me.
Can you hear me?
I had a really good weekend this weekend. I had two open mics of stand-up, and both of them went relatively well. And I tried some new material. I got a couple of good lines going, and it was probably pretty good. It's rare that I actually have a good joke that goes over pretty well, and then I found one. It's just right. It was just staring at me in my face, and I saw it and I went for it. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. We were I was just recently watching. I watched a couple of strange films. I saw this film with Doris Day, and she was very, very young, and it was like she was with Jack Carson, and they were playing on this boat, and it was pretty interesting. It was actually like a strange sort of romantic show, but she must have been in her early 20s. She was just if you don't know who Doris Day is, well, it's okay. You probably don't know who Strother Martin is, so that's okay too. It's all relative. Time is relative. What we learn at 70, like my time period was from 75 to 80. That's where I sucked in all the music and all of the basic sort of like, oh, hi, Mark.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right. I'm using my 1950s equipment, so
that's okay. I was talking about Doris Day in a 1950s.
Oh, I could hear you the whole time. I just couldn't get on camera or in this, whatever this is. I couldn't do it. I could see myself. I just couldn't put it onto the StreamYard live presentation.
Yeah, I'll just basically make my trivia. That's when the general trivia sticks with you from high school, and that's what you kind of like. Your whole group continues moving along with that trivia in your head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like body,
yeah. Exactly. The unimportant facts that you and your friends gather.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did I think was important back then?
We thought payphones would be around forever. Every sci-fi had a payphone in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, look at the video games they had in Soylent Green.
Yeah.
I mean, those are about as rudimentary as Pong. And that was supposed to be in the future.
Yes. Yes. Oh, they're playing the games like, oh, there's one. You think pinball would still be around?
I think I really think the way to do futuristic stuff is the way they did it in Planet of the Apes. Where everything is sort of apocalyptic, and everything sort of goes back to nature, and they discover things that couldn't have been created by nature, and they're just like
And the ape village was actually part of an artistic sort of a movement. It's actually nouveau riche. Yeah. They went to Spain, and they studied this particular guy, and it was all like formed. His apartments were like these things that have like it was all smoothed over. It's like caves and stuff like this.
Like Dadaist, like the Dada.
It's not Dadaist. It's nouveau riche. It's nouveau riche.
Okay, all right.
and Dada comes after it. But this was remember the guy's name? It was it'll come to me in a while.
Buñuel. I'm trying to think of Spanish artists.
Oh,
Picasso was Spanish.
Picasso was Spanish, but I think it was like it was like a B or a Gauguin or Gaudi.
Okay.
Gaudi, or whatever it is, Gaudi or Godet or something like that.
Godot.
He was an architect.
Godot was French.
Godot was French, but this is like Godin or Gaudi. It was Gaudi, something like Gaudi.
All right.
So it was Spanish, but they based Planet of the Apes, Ape City, when they saw his designs.
Oh, okay.
I have a book.
I have a.
I got a Planet of the Apes.
You're one ahead of Trump.
So. You got it.
Hey, let's get Susan out here. I want to talk about you guys' work at at the George last night.
At the George.
And, so let me get Susan out here so we can get to that right quick.
Yeah, it's interesting. Tim Henny
Hello.
said, "Didn't you see the stuff on the George?" I said, "I looked for the George. It's under the Young Club." Really? That's how you find it? It's under the Young Club, but you said look for the George? Okay.
Let's call it the Ipsy Club.
There you go.
The Tipsy Ipsy.
That should be what it is. The Tipsy Ipsy Club, yeah.
I like that. Call it the Tipsy Ipsy. Well, Susan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I've heard of Doris Day. I've seen a lot of her films. She was in several films with Rock Hudson.
True. I think those are like in the later 50s. This is like
he played a straight man his whole career.
Well, I think
did the Flintstones.
You had to play a straight man until Cabaret came out, like in 1971 or whatever it was. So.
He was on the Flintstones. He played Rock Hudstone.
Hudstone. Was Rock Hudstone?
Rock Hudstone and Anne Margrock.
And Margrock, yeah.
Well, Stony Curtis.
Stony Curtis, exactly.
Stony Curtis. There we go.
You made it to the Flintstones if you could put Rock or Stone in your name.
I'm Stony Curtis. Thank you.
Anyway.
So here I am. I also did 2 shows this past week. Right?
And how did it go? How do you feel it went for you?
Well, fine.
Cool.
I don't think, it was so late when I went up yesterday that, in fact, I didn't even know where I was on the show. I was just guessing. He's like, name me. So I started my camera.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like, sitting back and all of a sudden your name goes off,
Yeah.
Kind of like being shot out.
Which happened to several of us. Lisa was like not even in the building when
that's right.
She's out getting high, It's like
kind of the MC's job. So if I had one constructive comment for the MC, who otherwise did a great job, is that he would have been tapping people on the shoulder, you're next, or something like that.
Yeah. I kind of got the idea he didn't really want to get to know people he didn't already know.
Yeah.
I can't read into that. That's not my impression. And, that would be like trying to drill down into somebody's head. And
he was.
But he did. Otherwise, he did a great job. But he did sit down front. And so there was no way to like go check the list without like walking practically up to the stage. Right. So that would be my only constructive comment, something like that, so that you could see, either sit further back so you could see the list, or he should tap people on the shoulder, something along those lines. So
okay.
It wasn't a mystery. Okay. Where am I on that list? I don't know.
Okay. When I went up to him, I didn't know there was a new rule. He said basically have 5 known comics we're going to open the show. So when I went up to him and asked for number 1, he kind of looked at me and says, but okay, write down number 1. You want to put me at 6, but I put down 1. I didn't know this. Tim informed me of it later, but when he said, didn't you read the note? I said, the note that I couldn't find when I was looking at my Facebook, that note, because you put it under like, the whatever the last name was. And then
so you were supposed to go up 6?
No, when I found out, then I came back and I said, oh, I'm supposed to be on 6 because you have a 5. And I said, don't worry about it. And then I find out that guy that came late, He was supposed to be one of the 5, so they just put me into the slot.
Okay.
So I'm kind of going like, I lucked out because I was the first one up. I didn't have to worry about all the P jokes and all the penis jokes. But I ended up saying the F word. I didn't realize I was saying it, but it was in Jimmy Stewart's voice, so it wasn't me saying it.
Yeah. No, that was good. I liked your bit.
Okay.
Very good. And yes, I knew who Hal was, which is, by the way, a joke on IBM. HAL were the 3 letters before IBM.
Yep.
Not everybody knows that, but film nerds like me and Mark would know that.
Nerd.
In fact,
I started using it.
Even at work, I would say, come on, Hal, open the pod bay doors. When your computer is buffering or doing, I call it the spinning donut or whatever it's doing and not working,
Yeah, I used to use that.
Open the pod bay doors.
I can't do that, Dave.
Code for my entry codes for my bank account. So my actual name based on the HAL system is Boaz. You put A, one letter up above A, one letter up above
and
A, one letter comes out to be Boaz.
Oh, how nice!
So that's my code name.
Let's see. Mine would be I don't know what mine would be.
Boaz Kafuyu.
I'd have to sit down. I just know that my name backwards is Cram, because every second grader.
Cram Namtoos.
Cram Namtoos is my backwards name. You know your backwards name, right? Everybody does.
Yidna. Hey, Yidna, come here. What?
Nasus. I'm Nasus.
No, wouldn't yours be? Yours should be easy. Your last name.
What, me?
Yeah.
Nazienta?
No,
Naztenja.
Okay.
Is the J silent?
More French.
Naztenj.
Mercy Buckups. Naztenj.
Yeah, not Naztenj.
No, it'd be Nez. It would be Nestgen. Nestgen. Nest
Young. It's J. It has to be a J. What's a J sound?
Well, didn't I say Nedge? I said Nedgen.
Nesgen. No, it's
Edna.
Yes, Nida. Or whatever we got to. So I'll come up with it. We'll see what we can do. But Yedna.
Maybe the T is silent.
Or if the Y is if we do it in or in Greek, it would be Idna.
There you go.
The Y sound is an I sound. Idna.
All right, let's get to the poem. Let's get us to that poem.
All right. Let me pull it up here. All right, August 17th, 2026. Hurricane Lala has clobbered Hawaii. Meanwhile, Tulsa, Oklahoma has natural gas tanks on fire. Mangione pled guilty to federal stalking charges we now know, with federal murder off the table for killing healthcare CEO. The Tupac murder trial started today. It is 30 years late, but for justice, okay. Dwayne Keffy D. Davis is the sole person indicted. Will his memoirs convince the jury? Will they be clear-sighted? Todd Blanche is official as head of the U.S. DOJ. AG won't pledge independence from Trump, he refused to say. Legal ethics experts argue Blanche's background poses ethical concern. The independence and impartiality lacking may cause our nation to burn. Sworn in on August 10th, Todd Blanche thinks that this is swell, but I think this means our country is headed straight for hell.
There we go.
Wow.
All right. And with that, it's time to bring out our other friend.
Hopefully our optimistic friend.
As I like to call him, Tanarg Nosage. Anyway, here he is.
Time to open the closet and bring out Jason. Yeah, thank you.
That's right. Here's our always optimistic Jason Grant.
We could always change our format here. So
that's all right, guys. I'm used to being kept in the back seat, with a bag on. I'm having more fun with it, I know, than you guys are. What can I tell you?
Well, I'll have you know, Jason, that I
Yes,
asked Andy this week to supply me with the list of his impressions. I'm going to start helping you with these songs.
Oh,
But I would just like to. I know you've given him one, let him choose. But I'd like to request. Maybe one of us could request a song, and the other one request the impression.
Hey, you go.
I just think that would make it. I think that would make it kind of unique.
In fact, I have sent Andy a song. He may not have checked yet, but I did send him. And we are sticking with the B-52s. It appears to be a mine with many useful veins. And tonight I've sent him Rome. Oh, we see. There you go, Mark. If you want to toss one at him next week, please, by all means. Hey guys, serious question. Sadly, for whatever it's worth, I perceive that I have a bit of a reputation that it might not do quite so well at the new, not to be named club named George, whatever. It's not totally. I'm not trying to say that it's overly pessimistic on my part, but I just remember the last time I was there.
What happened?
People were very trepidatious about putting me on, and they're saying there's a bunch of these new rules and whatnot. I went up. I was perfectly nice. I had no problems. So I guess my question is, do you think that I'm going to run into like a buzzsaw when I'm there, or should I just show up and
I think
you should show up and go up. I think you would have been fine last night, and we missed you.
I think Tim is the one to ask, and you've always got the Canton Brew Works. You know what I mean?
You're right, and you're right.
They'll let you go up. They like you over there. So
they do. So even though my set was kind of a bummer, but hey, you know what? A good intro, good outro in the middle. Yeah, whatever.
Comedy for one.
You know what? When you're doing
that was great.
Now we got 6 minutes last night at the George. How many minutes were they giving you at the Brewworks the other night? Did they
usually say? 5 or 6.
They don't really say though, do they? They just kind of light you when they want.
Well, he lights me, and as long as I'm kind of Mark, you've run these things. You've been around this for a jillion years. As long as you're getting laughs, no one's going to be up there with the with the hook to drag you off stage.
Right. The time is simply because they have so many that want to get on stage.
That's right.
It's just a math equation why you get that many.
The only thing
minutes.
I wish I had done at the Unclub was deny entry to some people.
Yeah, that probably be a little more,
because once I put them on, I didn't feel it was right to drag them off. It was an open mic, right? But there's some. If you come there 8 straight weeks and you don't get a laugh, let's think about 9.
We need to maybe just have you stand down for a little while. I mean, look,
Roger does the same thing at the Ann Arbor Showcase.
Well, and he's renowned in this area for being a bit of a Nazi about the.
Ridley does the same.
But he has good shows. I'm sorry. He has good shows.
Yeah. They also charge.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that signs up for the Comedy Castle doesn't go on for open mic.
No. They
well, you can't, because they give you the Ann Arbor Club and the Royal Oak Club give you audiences, and that's really
right.
What you're there for. You're exchanging your labor for the training that you're getting with those crowds. You ain't getting shit at the George.
As I was saying to Andy, I look at going up at Ridley's or in Ann Arbor as an actual audition, as a tryout, as a professional event.
It is because they book from
a showcase,
from open mic. It is.
In fact, I should go back. I went once and I did fine.
Every time
you go never signed up again. I've been on stage there twice.
Every time you go up at the Comedy Castle, you should think of it as an audition.
I do.
For
whoever's
Joel,
booking the shows.
Joel and Bill.
And Bill,
Those are the guys. Those are the guys that are the gate. Ridley doesn't see you until the guys that are the gate. Ridley doesn't see you until he's there at the club, and he'll probably see you for the first time as the MC, and then after he sees you do that a couple of times, then he'll move you up to middle. And I think Bill and Joel have some say in getting the middle acts in there too, because Mark likes to play golf, and so in this time of year, he's not really around that. He books the whole year in September. I mean, he books the entire year in September, and his numbers are such that he knows, okay, 4th of July, I'm going to put a local act in because we're not going to get the butts in the seats on the 4th of July weekend to pay for airfare in a hotel. So I'm going to have somebody who lives and sleeps in Detroit, and he does the same thing for Labor Day. And
they do have the occasional last minute fill-ins when, because life is real, things happen. When you book a year out like that, things happen.
And a lot of us
Mark's filled in a couple of times for last minute replacements.
Last minute replacements when the
somebody filled in for him once when we got trapped in traffic and couldn't get back.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I mean, and everybody should look at Ann Arbor. You should look at it the same way. Any club that's paying the comic that's headlining more than $1,000 is usually paying the middle act $300 to $400. And you should just consider these open mic nights to be the audition. And Ridley, God bless him, he pays his MC as much as he pays his middle. So you're really not getting any more pay when you go to middle, but you're trying to show your chops. I always tell people, once you get the middle spot at Ridley's or Ann Arbor or any of the other major clubs, you have pretty much 3 shows to let them know your range. Don't get up there and do the same show 2 nights, 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and do the exact same thing every single time. Show them that you have more. The first shows are going to be an older crowd because they don't stay up late. The second shows are going to be a younger crowd, probably more drinkers. You know what I mean? And so, sort of gear your material for that type of audience. I mean, I remember when I was doing the Castle a lot, first show it was all kids, my kids, when I was a kid, having nuns as teachers and, just stuff that was not relatable to kids. And then the second show was usually my driving stuff or
you throw away stuff. Friday's second show was always
second show always
very
so
iffy. Could be
no club owner ever judged his comic based on Friday's second show. So you kind of did your throwaway stuff. You tried out new stuff. It was never a good audience. It was always. I mean, here's the difference between Saturday's second show was the best show of the week. Yeah. Because everybody was relaxed, right?
They were rested.
They were up late. They'd already eaten, already been drinking. Friday, if they're eating and drinking after an 8-hour
day,
after an 8-hour work day,
they're tired.
I mean, by the time you got to the end of your show, they're like looking at their watches. You know?
Yeah. Well, what I've written myself into, and one of the reasons why Friday was a little bit less than, but I need to work on is I'm trying to do 2 things at once, and I need to sort of refine what I'm trying to do. I obviously, if someone said, hey, guess what? I've got a slot for you and you can do 10 or 15 minutes, I'm good to go. I think I've got that much that I could do that. But if someone says, I need you to do a really tight 5, there I have a problem. So what I need to do is really think about how I want to do a really tight 5. And that's what I'm going to start practicing on, because obviously that is sort of like the gateway drug. That's the door opener.
You know what? Especially if they're giving you 5 and 6 minute sets, work on that 5 or 6 minute set.
Yes.
When they said 6 minutes at the George, all I could think of was when we were at the Improv.
Yeah.
Everybody, even if they had 10 or 15 minute slots that Bud had given them, if Jim McCauley was in the room, you did your tight 6 right up front.
Right.
It was like tight 6, so McCauley saw it, and then after 6, you could tell when 6 minutes had passed by, almost like they had a clock in their head. Yeah. They'd go, so what do you guys want to talk about?
Right.
They start taking suggestions from the audience because they did their set for McCauley, and McCauley sometimes would walk out of the room at 6 minutes. Well, I saw what I needed to see.
I've got to go actually to some more shows. One of the things I learned a few years back, that one kid Eric, he used to come around to Unclub and all of that.
Eric Laux.
Good guy. And one of the things that he did, he was up there doing a 5-minute open mic, and his material was being a little choppy, but the way he addressed it, it was brilliant. He said, because I don't have enough time up here to make a good transition, and they just went from one joke right into the next.
Yes,
and the audience went right along with him. You know what you did the other
night that I thought was brilliant. Susan and I were talking about it on the way home. Comedy for one.
Comedy for one.
That was great line.
And then you also did comedy for two.
For two.
I thought, that's what you do. Comedy for one. Then when you let it sit there.
Yeah.
But then you remind him of it when you get a couple of giggles.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do another comedy for one. Don't overdo it.
Well, it helps.
If you do comedy for
You're
one,
working on your Sesame Street.
You do comedy for two. then you hold it, right? You hold back that. It's going to be a callback later because eventually in your set there's going to be a bit with no laughs, and you go comedy for none.
Now
you've completed that. It's a comedy of threes, so you did comedy for one, comedy for two, comedy for none.
For nobody.
So you got the three in there. It's a callback. It's done in sets of three.
Right.
It's the perfect comedy bit, and Susan and I were just raving about it.
It did help that I had the one guy in the back who got the joke and was laughing his ass off, and everyone else was like, "Huh?" But it's like, okay,
you know what? You're going to get on open mic at the Castle on their Wednesday night. You're going to get a person like that.
Oh yeah,
at the Comedy Castle. That always happens on a Wednesday night.
I mean, I remember I came up with that many years. I haven't used it much, but way back when we had that one guy, the old guy who would do all the old heroic tales, but he used to sit in front and do nothing. And I remember, I said someone should come and plug in George Perot here, and you were in back and you laughed because you obviously remember.
Because I know who George Perot is. Yeah,
but everyone else was like, who, what, huh? But it hit with one person, and that's kind of the point, So, thank you. I appreciate the input. And the thing
is, here's what you don't want to do with that. You don't want to force it. You don't want to have a joke that only gets one laugh. You know what I mean? But it's there when you need it. And and it's the type of thing that after you've done it a couple of times, it's your bit. Nobody else does that. That's the other thing I like about it. I haven't heard anybody. I've been doing this 45 years. I haven't heard anybody ever do that before. It's original. It's original. It's clever, and it's a type of thing that can define you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we're coming up on the halfway mark.
Remember the one I used to do, where I'd say, where the guy would say, "I'm helping you," like the heckler. I'm helping you, and I'd say. I would say, great. You want to tour with me? You don't mind if my name's bigger on the tour bus, do you? And that would always get a big laugh. You don't mind if my name's bigger on the tour bus, do you?
Yeah. I have to admit there are times, and God help me for saying this, when I could have a little fun tormenting Joe the Animal, and it would work on a few nights. When every now and then he
was not there last night.
Yeah, I mean,
but
again,
I know.
He lives out in Oakland County now.
I think he's found a new path. He's now got 2 bachelor's degrees, and he just applied for some other school. I can't remember what it was. I'd have to go back and look at my Facebook postings.
Well, he couldn't keep living underneath his parents' basement stairs.
No. Well, the Spitfire was there last night, and he did a whole new set.
Once the animal's mom died, or his dad. No, his dad. Was it dad? Yeah, his dad died.
It was his dad. Yeah.
I think they were putting his mom in a home and selling the house. He had to go on and do something else.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But Spitfire was there, and he did a whole new set, and it was actually really good. I really enjoyed his set last night.
Well, then
I wish he would. I wish he understood that he's not as attractive as his material wants him to be.
Right.
His material wants him to be a stud.
Yeah.
His material his material, but the way he presents the material, it's like all the women in the room should be wobbly. Should be. They should not be able to stand watching this specimen of a man. And he just doesn't. He doesn't present
charming.
Well, there you go. There's a woman. I guess I'll take her opinion over mine.
I don't know. I don't. No. I'm not saying I reflect the female view because I don't. But yeah, no.
There's
you're right,
something
Mark.
very nice about a guy that's not threatening.
Well, he's not threatening.
Oh, he's
well,
not threatening. He's not
unless
is he in the friend zone, then is that what you're saying? He's in the friend zone.
He's in the friend zone.
Unless you wake up in the basement and he's like lowering you down a basket with some lotion in it, in which case, all right, that's different at that point.
All right.
All right, let's not go there. Mark,
Okay.
we're halfway into the show.
No, we haven't done the poll.
Did you want to talk about any of the news stories?
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to look at them. All right.
I'm just trying to keep you on the clock.
It's late August. Let's face it, the world isn't exactly as exciting as it would.
Well, how about there's somebody who passed away that everybody knew but me.
Yeah, I don't know who she is.
The guy from
movies, I don't think.
No, the girl from who knows what.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
She was a child actress.
She was a child actor. She did like 50 commercials before she was 10, and I only know this because she died. And it was obviously she did enough work to make it a New York Times headline. You know?
Yeah,
she wrote a book about her depression, and
did she take her own life?
I presume so, but that's the type of thing that we'll hear about.
Was she nominated for an
Oscar?
Oscar?
Also had, no, she was Golden Globe nominee twice.
Okay,
Golden Globe, but no, I'm sure we'll find out that it was some sort of a chemical.
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden Panettiere. Never heard of her. Never. So, which to me, I'm glad because I don't ever want to meet I never want to meet a man in his late 60s who knows who a child star is. So
she died yesterday.
Well, I know who Jackie Cooper was.
South Carolina
but Jackie Cooper died before I was even born. So.
The cardiac arrest?
That's what they're reporting.
Oh dear.
Found in cardiac arrest.
At that age,
that sounds like at 36
years old.
That sounds like cocaine. That sounds like.
But we don't have preliminary autopsy results, so we don't know.
These are just projections. This is what we.
We're not saying it was a heavy cocaine intoxication, but she tested positive for Keith Richards. So
we don't know.
We're not saying that, but we could say that.
That's cardiac arrest.
Yeah,
so.
That's what that is.
She was only 36. Very sad. She has some young kids too. So.
Oof.
Yeah, I think her.
It's tragic, no matter what happened.
I think her husband, or maybe her ex-husband, now was like an Olympian or something like that, or some kind of an athlete of some kind, European athlete.
Or her ex-fiance had custody of her kids.
Ex-fiance, that was it. Ex-fiance.
That's also.
Yeah. Well,
it's very sad, but I don't know who she is. Really, I don't.
Hayden.
Yeah, it wasn't
Panettiere.
Well, I may have seen her in a movie. I don't know which movie that would be. A lot of the,
she was a beautiful blonde, and so she looked like a lot of actresses that are beautiful blondes. So I don't think I could pick her out if I'd seen her.
Yeah, well, I mean, I yelled at kids for not knowing movies, before 1990, but I could be yelled at for not knowing a lot of movies past, 2020. So.
But I knew who Doris Day was.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you hear what Trump? I'm not that I like to bring politics into it, but this isn't really politics. This is Trump. Did you hear what Trump said about his former press secretary, the one that just resigned this week or last week?
No, what happened?
He said, "I guess she loves her children more than she loves me."
Oh,
duh.
Oh. Have you seen the montage of him with the Japanese prime ministers? This is plural now. Where he's like, we love Japan. Japan's great. They never surprise us. Well, except for that Pearl Harbor thing.
God.
He's
done it more than once.
Did you see? This maybe is for your conspiracy theory, Mark, but he's got some package that's rectangular sticking out his backside.
Oh, I did see. Somebody did a clip on that.
It reminded me very much of, we had a pastor who passed away, and he carried a box on him because he had a
shitting
problem going all the time.
Does
Trump have a medical device under his suit jacket? I don't know, but it reminded me of one I've seen before.
anytime Trump says anything, I'm realizing that grab him by the pussy is not the most embarrassing thing he could have said. That seems so tame by comparison to some of the other things he said.
And the Supreme Court refused to hear the appeal for Eugene.
Oh,
Carroll,
did you hear? Did you hear she got?
Or the.
Now you heard that she's already got her money because it was held in escrow. In order to make that appeal, you had to put the money in escrow, and she earned an extra $600,000 while it was in interest.
Most of it's not going to go to her. There was a man, I got to look up his name, who was actually behind the financing of that lawsuit.
Yes. What lawsuit was it?
But the appeal to the Supreme Court was denied as the.
So did he buy stock on Kelsey in the trial or something?
What was it? What was the case against?
It was a case against Trump. There was a case against Trump by Eugene
Carroll. It was also, I think, an excellent example of being led poorly or having really poor legal advice, because he never actually went in and fought the case to begin with, so he lost a default judgment. Then you have to go back and start staging the appeals, which are a collateral attack, and which case you go after process. Now, I know this is making all the comedy fans roll with laughter. My point being is that, sometimes that will work, but other times you can end up with this kind of a situation where, guess what? You lost. Pay up.
He was adjudicated as a molester, and he defamed her, even in office. And even though it's a civil case, it's an adjudication.
It was a civil case.
He's been proven by the evidence.
Preponderance of the evidence, not beyond a reasonable doubt. You work in the legal business. You should know the difference, right?
It's not as high a standard as criminal, but it's still an adjudication. And the facts remain that.
I'm going to add something here.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, he lost $5 million for the first suit. And then he went out and defamed her again. And so it was $83 million on top of that. That's where it takes
that
real
case
genius.
Is coming up.
That takes real genius.
So
that was a hold my beer case. Oh, you're gonna sue me? Oh, you're gonna make me pay $5 million?
Clear
hold
and
my beer. I'll show you
evidence.
how much I can pay.
So beyond a reasonable doubt is 95% convinced.
Yeah. By the way, guys, the first
clear and convincing is 75, 80%. You believe the evidence.
Well, clear and convincing is 70, 75. Preponderance is
something
51.
Like that.
Yeah.
And preponderance of the evidence, to take your children away from you, is just 51%. You just barely need your kit.
What they taught me.
Remove your children in a CPS proceeding.
By the way, the guy I'm thinking of is a billionaire named Reid Hoffman. He's the guy who financed the whole Eugene Carroll. And
what is that? That name sounds somewhat familiar. How do I know that name?
Well, all these billionaires, dude, they all get in their own little snits with each other and whatnot, and they all know each other, but they don't know you. They don't know me. Right. I mean, they have their own little eyes wide shut parties, and exactly. We're not invited, and who knows? But he was the guy who was behind it. He's a prominent donor, and this is coming from Reuters. So remember, these are the people who were doing press for the Nazis back in the day. So whatever, make up your own mind. Prominent donor, Democrat Party, co-founder of LinkedIn, and but he's been the guy who's been behind this. But I mean, there was one of the guys, I think it's one of the guys who owns Palantir or whatever. He's who took BuzzFeed down, with by the Hulk Hogan suit that they were able to use. And again, the guy who was the gay dude who's in, I believe he's with Palantir, and he did essentially the same thing. He took BuzzFeed down by financing this lawsuit from behind the scenes, which again you're allowed to do. And there can be sort of agreements between parties and whatnot. There are certain things that you can't do, like Mary Carter agreements. Those ones will certainly I think in Michigan we're not allowed to have those. Just like in Michigan we have Nolo contemporary pleas, but we don't have Alfred pleas, which is good. I don't like Alfred pleas. And boy, this is a great comedy podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, boy,
I was waiting to get the Chromia aphasia.
you are yucking it up,
Well,
baby.
we could talk about the hurricane hitting Hawaii. The
Now
big
that's some
island that
comedy.
hit the water.
Chromia aphasia. There we go. Yeah.
No, wait a minute. That's a setup. Hurricane's a setup for the gas tank explosions in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
that's
going on
pretty
with
bad.
that? Fill me in. I haven't heard about
There's
those.
Lightning-
some propane
lightning-
and propane accessories that are on fire.
Yeah, a
in
lightning
Oklahoma.
hit.
Yeah,
a natural
lightning
gas
strike, and it's a bad fire.
and
Yep.
it was enough. So
Hmm.
it looked spectacular on the news. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's
Okay, now
probably
what's
why
the
it made the news, because of good video.
Now Mangione, who was the health insurance CEO
Yes.
killer,
Yeah.
Now
So he
the-
ended up taking a plea
for
to get
stalking.
murder off the
For the
table.
federal charges, he gets the federal. He's still facing
Federal,
state charges.
yes, but there's
Yeah,
still
there
a
are-
state
there-
case, and that will. My guess is that will be dismissed because it's like double jeopardy.
Well,
so-
that's what the thinking is. Yeah, because it's New
Yeah.
York, and New York has you get double jeopardy protection, I believe, from the 4th or the 5th Amendment. But yeah, you can actually go beyond that. New York is one of those states that does go beyond that, and I think their thinking was, listen, you ain't walking away from this one. So here's what you do: you plead to the feds.
Yeah,
And-
so he'll
and-
probably sentencing hasn't happened, but he'll get life imprisonment.
Well, and
That's-
you know,
I don't know.
That's
I don't
not
know. I don't
the
know. I don't know if he'll get life in prison.
I think you will.
I said probably.
for
Sentencing
stalking,
hasn't happened yet.
you get life in prison for stalking.
Well, you can
Yeah,
get something that's
yeah.
equivalent to life. Yeah. You
The
get guilt.
maximum sentence for the charges he pled guilty to is life.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So he
And-
may get less than that. We'll see.
Well, just let those other CEOs out there. Just let them think about it.
Hey,
That's all.
what? That's funny. I don't agree with this guy, but like when I use that line, "Luigi's in the house," it's amazing how many young people, they understand the double entendre from the video game and
Mario.
real life. And it's amazing. Again, I understand it, but I don't know that I necessarily condone it. But I do understand it. There is an awful lot of anger amongst younger people. Now, you guys have younger people, like many of them in your own houses.
My son is beside himself that he finally got insurance at work that doesn't cover him for shit.
Yeah, and
It doesn't.
I,
It doesn't cover him for anything. His wife.
Okay, let's not talk about everybody's medical.
okay, all right. We don't need
But
to know.
they
Let's
did
just say-
find-
let's
they
just-
did need medical.
Let's just
care,
say his.
and-
We're
let's
slowly
just say
becoming
his,
lawyers or
coverage,
us
yep.
here.
Yeah,
let's just say his wife had to separate herself from his insurance policy. I'll just say
okay,
that.
all right. But
That's
the
all.
point
anyway,
is,
yeah. So
they're not facing the kind of, even when we were kids way back in the day, when if you drove a bread truck or you worked 2 double shifts at the Shell all night long. Remember when gas stations were open all night
you
long?
used to have coverage. You used to have some kind of
Yeah,
medical
you
care.
could
Gas
afford it.
stations, I remember when we had 24-hour diners. Whatever happened to
Yeah,
that?
when but that you could at least afford a 2-bedroom, maybe a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, working a
maybe-
minimum wage job.
Well,
Mark
yeah.
put himself through private high school.
yeah, I mean, and that's so much more difficult now. I mean, again, I'm in that just the very last. Mark and I are about the same age. Susan, you're forever 29. So here, so
I
yeah.
worked for government, and we have we used to have good insurance, but now we have a high deductible health plan.
Yeah,
It's
well,
horrible.
that's exactly.
And the limits go up every year. When we first
So-
went to
so
this
here
high
you are.
deductible health plan, I had to, before they pay a nickel, our
Yeah.
out of pocket and minimums and all that, hitting your deductibles and your co-pays and your family deductibles and all that, we had to hit like
Yeah.
6,500 before the insurance would pay 80%. But now it's $10,000.
So we pay 500. We
before
pay
they
500 a month. We pay
anything.
500 a month only to pay 10,000 before they'll kick in 80%.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you can sell your blood.
Hold on, for this, I'm going to get back to comedy here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go back to comedy.
For this reason, while some people want, what's his name, Mitch McConnell, to reveal his personal health situation, I want to keep propping him up like Weekend at Bernie's, so that he'll suffer until the very end. I want his pain to be real. So keep propping that bastard up. In fact, let's keep him alive until we can nominate Merrick Garland again.
You want him in the Dick Cheney ward? Is that where they were keeping his head alive?
Dick Cheney was giving interviews about why he was going to vote for Kamala Harris.
I understand that. Yeah, and he was about 1,000 years old, and
he was old. Let's just say we don't need to put a number on it. He was old.
As Sam pointed out, how he shot his friend in his face and made his friend apologize for it.
Yeah.
Miss you, Sam.
I love when people like that shoot somebody in the face and they say, "Well, it was just his face. It's not like his face was doing anything." You know.
Can you imagine how many pitchers of martini were served at lunch that day? I mean,
yes.
He's another one. He's got like the Wyoming version of the Bill Bonds drunk driving championship award.
Yes,
because Dick was pulled over that we know of a handful of times. I mean, Baby Bush, he used to have his little problems, and God knows his lovely bride Laura, she had no problem wasting one of her friends in a car wreck.
Yes, she was 17 years old.
Perfect age apparently these days.
What I mean,
she did not face criminal charges for that.
She was a future Bush. Of course, she's not going to face criminal charges.
Well, she wasn't a future Bush when she was 17.
And the way she was way beyond compare.
Oh God! I mean,
do you think if she had been a black woman, she would have not faced criminal charges?
I think she would. No, if she'd been a white woman and the hostess at a Stuckey's, she would have been facing. I think if she was my cousin and she'd killed somebody, that she would have faced charges. I don't know her lineage, but I'm willing to bet she probably comes from some sort of Texas oil money or something or other. I mean, things can get funny in Texas. Back in the day, LBJ had one of his personal henchmen get convicted of second-degree or first-degree murder, who walked out of the courtroom that day after the judge sentenced him to life, suspended the sentence, and the guy walked free. But
ask Andy how weird things are in Texas.
Yeah, about to say Andy knows a thing or two about Texas law. I mean,
what? Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Sir,
we got 12 minutes left. You want to get to any other passing? Oh, I know. Tommy John died.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I wonder how much was left after all the surgeries.
Wow.
No, he didn't have all those surgeries.
I know. I'm being facetious.
That's very funny though.
I mean, our whole pitching staff is dedicated to the Tommy John.
Yeah, no kidding. Although he changed baseball, that's for sure. Think of all the pitchers now that went Verlander and Skubal for the Tigers, and all these people that had that surgery. But he's not in the Hall of Fame,
huh?
And when you think,
but Tom Glavine is.
Yeah, but Tommy John pitched for over 20 years, and more than half of them were after he had this elbow surgery, this Tommy John surgery that changed baseball. They take, they say now most of the people that get Tommy John are teenagers.
Oh yeah,
because these were kids that would just be out of baseball because they threw their arms out in high school. They would just never go on to play.
They didn't throw their arms out in high school. They threw it out in Little League.
Now that's
Little League back in our days was totally different.
Yeah, just like all the concussions.
Tours.
Just like all
these guys are going around the whole country doing tours. It's insane what they're doing to these kids. It's
like all the concussions they have in football in Little League.
Exactly.
Those kids never make it to the pros, right?
No.
Yeah, they end up like me with concussions. Yes.
All right, I got one more passing for you.
Yeah.
On our other Mark Rydell. Anybody know the name?
It sounds real familiar.
He directed on Golden Pond. That was probably his biggest film.
Okay.
But he was 97 years old.
My God, that's okay.
Let me look and see what else I can look up and see what else he did.
Sure.
I just remember
what Ben-Hur, the first version, right?
Well, Jason, I wish you could have been there on Sunday. I did a joke specifically for Mark, but I think you'd appreciate it too.
Which was?
Oh, that was funny. I remember that.
Well, not people know this, but Strother Martin graduated from. He actually taught
swimming
at U of M.
Yes.
Yeah,
Letterman.
Yeah, what would have been like having me as your coach? What we have here is a man who can't do a breaststroke.
There you go.
Look at Cool Hand Luke. Look at Cool Hand Luke. Can't do a breaststroke.
Right.
Your Australian's bad. There are scouts out there.
Yeah.
Scouts.
You know, that was one of the
pocket.
best Saturday Night Lives when he hosted Saturday Night Live.
God.
And they did the language box or something.
Oh, man.
Do you remember that was like
I gotta look that up, man. Those first couple seasons of Saturday Night Live, when they would get these offbeat people who you wouldn't think of as being the host of a live comedy sketch show, and would come out and do. I mean, one year they had Julian Bond on, it was, and I remember them doing film reviews where what's his name, Belushi's playing Truman Capote, and at the time it absolutely floored me. I don't know if it holds up or not.
Oh man, I'm just going over Mark Rydell's resume.
Yeah.
Okay. What else was he?
Well, he was a big actor before he became a director.
I know that. Yeah, it sounded familiar.
He mostly television. He was in Ben Casey, The Wild Wild West, The Long Hot Summer, Gunsmoke, I Spy. So basically, he was just a bit actor, like any of those guys that you saw.
Yeah, working for a paycheck.
Even Christopher Walken started out that way.
Oh hell yeah!
But anyway, he went on to direct. Let's see, his first film was in '72. He directed John Wayne and the Cowboys.
Wow,
movie.
Then he made.
I love that film.
Then he made Cinderella Liberty with James Caan and Marsha Mason.
That is one of the best movies of its era.
Okay. Then he made with James Caan again. He made Harry and Walter Go to New York. That also starred Elliot Gould.
Yep.
He directed the pilot episode of a series called Family. That was the one with what's his name?
Matthew Broderick's dad.
Matthew Broderick's dad was in that. Yeah.
And what's her name? The chick who had a pretty good career going for a while, and then she
was the one in Bad News Bears. I'm trying.
And
Christy McNichol,
Seda Thompson plays the mom.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. He made Crime of the He was the director of Crime of the Century with Isabella Rossellini and Stephen Ray. What else we got here? Oh, come on. I had the whole list here. I got it. Oh, here's his filmography right here. Let me look here. The Cowboys, Cinderella Liberty, Harry and Walter Go to New York. Oh, he directed The Rose with Bette Midler.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
On Golden Pond with what's his name? Fonda and
Catherine.
Yeah,
For the
Fonda,
Boys.
father and daughter.
Oh, get this one. He directed Even Money. Wasn't that
wasn't
that the one? That was the one with Rodney Dangerfield, right? I mean, he was very versatile, I guess.
That was like.
Are we going to do a song lyrics tonight?
we only got 6 minutes left, so let's do it.
I can't find it on the phone. You sent me iCloud.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Huh.
What lyrics are you looking for?
He was the club owner. Mark Rydell was the club owner in Punchline, that movie about stand-up comics and Tom Hanks. That was Mark Rydell.
He's supposed to be the show about it was awful. I watched it later.
Yeah, that was a horrible film.
Horrible.
Sadly. And we love Sally Field and Tom Hanks, but the film did not.
It was like so unrealistic. I mean, the one where they had a locker room. Come on, you know what I'm saying?
My favorite line about that movie was my favorite line about the Punchline movie was from Tim Lilly when he said He said it wasn't very realistic. All the mirrors were on the wall when most.
God, hey, Andy,
Very
I just
funny.
sent it to you again.
Sally
See if it
Field,
pops
though,
up.
has a new film that's out, and I believe she was nominated for it or
Sally?
something. She stars next to an octopus. It's a really good film.
Oh, I saw that.
It's
Where did
on
I see that?
Netflix, supposedly. She got there's a nomination.
Yeah, I think it's streaming on something I don't remember, but it's a good
All
film.
right,
I haven't.
all right,
seen.
we do or don't have the song.
Well, I just
can't-
What's the name of the song?
Rome
I can't-
from the, no.
My phone is working. Let's hang on a sec.
Well,
What
we're down to
voice-
4.5
voice do you
minutes now.
By the way, last week when you were pushing buttons, that wasn't your fault, Mark. There was a system-wide failure with StreamYard.
Oh,
Ah.
Oh, okay.
thank
So
God.
much as we would love to put that in your Mark Sweetman technical sizzle reel, which I think you know,
we did get it. Actually, Susan and I watched it this week. We did get a pretty good 12-minute show out of it. You know,
you know, at my age, if you can get a good 12 minutes out of anything, baby, you take it, you run, you treasure it, and you move on.
All
we're
right, I
gonna
got
skip
it.
our-
What
we're gonna
voice
skip
do you
our-
want?
We're going to skip our conspiracy section so that we can get
Mark.
the song here.
You get to pick the voice, Mark.
Oh, I don't care. You pick it this week. I don't have the list of your voices, so
Okay.
as soon as I get it, I'll pick the voice.
We'll do Strother Martin.
Okay, good.
All right.
I hear a wind whistling in the air, a whispering in my ear. Boy, Mercury strutting through every degree. Oh, girl, dancing down the dirty aisles and dusty trails. What the hell is going on? Take it hip to the pocket through the wilderness. Around the world, the trip begins with a kiss. Roam, if you want to. Roam around the world. Roam, if you want to. What we have here without wings, without wheels. Roam, if you want to.
Around the
Roam
world.
around the world.
World.
Roam, if you want to, without any in the love we feel. Skip and stirrup to the sunset, yeah. Ride the arrow to the target, gone. Fake it, hip it, rock it through it, the wilderness around the world. Tap begins with a kiss. Fly the green big sky. See the great big sea. Kick through continents, busting boundaries. Take it hip to hip. Rock it through the wilderness. Around the world, trip begins with a kiss.
Oh, genius.
Look at Luke. Look at cool hand Luke.
pure genius. Well,
well,
Mark, yeah, you guys work it out next week. You figure it out.
All right.
All right.
my
Predictions.
best.
We got a minute and a half. Let's do Anybody got any predictions?
Oh, heck.
Oh, I think Abdul is going to lose.
Why do you think that?
Because he's going to win in the cities, but he'd go to the wilderness of Michigan. And they won't even look at the title. That I don't think he's going to.
But okay. I'm
You
sorry.
may be right. I mean, that's how Hillary lost to
Here is where everybody
the
misses
up
this.
north people.
Yeah.
Here's where everybody misses this.
Okay.
If he's got a D after his name, 45% of the people in Michigan are not going to vote for him. If he has a D after his name, 45% of the voters are going to vote for him. You're fighting for that middle 10.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If they had nominated, what's her name? Haley Stevens. Same thing. He'll do just as well as Haley Stevens would have done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, and the thing is, the Republicans that aren't going to vote for him because he's Egyptian and Muslim and all those Republicans that weren't going to vote for him because of that, we're not going to vote for Haley Stevens for whatever reason they would come up with. If you got a D on the end of your name, they're not going to vote for you. There's 45%. And the other people are going to vote for him because we're not going to vote for ours.
for the state
You're
of
fighting
Michigan.
for the middle 10. And the thing is, what Haley Stevens was running on was that she was aiming towards the middle 10.
If you really want to learn how to win in the state, there's two people to study, Debbie Stabenow and David Bonnier, because those were two people who knew how to get that middle 10 that you're talking about and could get it reliably.
Well, we need to get out the vote and get people who aren't going to the polls to go to the polls.
All right. Well, that leads to my prediction, and we're going over time here. My prediction is that if Trump loses in this election, he will passively aggressively call for the assassinations of people,
like the Democrats already are doing. Yes.
Right.
and who's calling?
Hassan Piker.
Oh, fuck him.
He's already called for the assassination of sitting U.S. senators.
No. Like, to call him a Democrat is like calling David Duke a Republican.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, just call him a Democrat. Just call him a Democrat. He's a mainstream a Democrat representative. Well,
really, how many votes has Hassan Piker gotten? How many votes?
Personally, none. He's a king. He's the new kingmaker, though.
Oh, no, bullshit. that is such bullshit. Why don't you just? Oh, okay, we're all communists then. Why don't we get? You know, that's what we need to do. We need to get the communists and the pedophiles together. And
well, it's not hard to do.
All right, my prediction.
Here's my impression of Karl Marx. Oh, thanks for the. Thank you, Bernie, for your support.
My prediction is in the morning we will have widely scattered light.
There you go.
Oh, very good.
Followed by darkness. Hey, how do you think I feel? I have to pull the lever for that odious. And I have been on here repeatedly talking about how much I loathe Mike Rogers. And I loathe that man. But sometimes you got to go with. Sometimes you got Mark. You've had to do. Come on. We've all had to go into the ballot box every now and then, hold our nose, and pull the lever. You know what?
You mean like when Jeffrey Feiger ran for, like when Jeffrey Feiger ran for governor?
Yes. Yeah. I voted for Feiger. I voted Feiger because Engler promised he wouldn't run for a third term. I never liked that guy. I loved when Feiger was trolling him. And even though I find Feiger to be a truly odious human being, it would have been a fun governorship. You got to admit.
Yeah, that's true.
I've met Jeffrey Feiger, by the way.
Yeah, good attorney.
He's taller than I thought.
Yep. All right, we're two and a half minutes over. Let's say good night until next week. We'll be back in our main studios again next week. So, although I am planning another. It's not in ink yet, but I am planning another trip out to our West Coast studios. So.
Hey! Okay. Before we hang up, I wanted to promote next Sunday, Clarkston High School. Come out and see me and about 400 other piccolos break the Guinness World Record. Okay. 3 p.m. Clarkston High School Performing Arts Auditorium.
For some of us a dream, for others is a nightmare. Okay.
I will get your plugs.
All right.
They'll be surrounded by piccolos.
You know what I did? You know what I didn't do? I forgot the music for this. Here we go. Let me take it off.
Yeah.
All right. Adios, everybody.
All right. See you guys. Need to talk to you for a hot second after the show, Mark.
All right. Well, just stick around. Stick around. We'll get out. All right. Goodbye. Next Monday, 8:00. 5 Pacific. All right.
All right. Turn it off. Still live. Turn it off. Turn it off.